Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered what separates those who rise to the top from those who stay stuck at the bottom? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's not the number of hours in the day, because we all have the same 24. What sets successful people apart is how they choose to begin. Before the meetings, before the emails, before the pressure hits, they take control of the first few moments. They anchor themselves, they set the tone, and they do it with something incredibly simple yet powerful. 5 lines, not quotes, not affirmations you've heard 1,000 times. These are 5 power statements spoken with conviction, designed to fuel the mind, activate the body, and command the day. This is not just motivation, it's daily mental conditioning. Successful people don't wait for the day to inspire them. They wake up and declare who they are, what they stand for, and what they're here to conquer. These 5 lines aren't random. They are intentional, repeated, and refined until they become part of who they are. If you want to change your life, start by changing your language. Because the words you speak first thing in the morning will either build your momentum or bury it. If you want to change your life, you don't need luck, perfect conditions, or more attention online. What you really need are 5 intentional lines spoken each morning. Lines that force you out of bed, eliminate excuses, and light your fire for the day ahead. These lines aren't poetic. They're tools of transformation. They act as your shield, your weapons, your ignition for a life that most only dream of but never create. Today, I'm going to give you that exact framework. 5 lines, 5 choices, 5 sparks that have the power to shift your entire reality. So, are you ready? Say yes. Because true power begins the moment your feet touch the floor. The words you use shape the world you live in. Every thought, every sentence you say is a signal to your subconscious mind. This isn't random, it's deliberate programming. Your brain is wired by language, words. Lay the pathways that either build your future or block it. They aren't just sounds, they are the foundation of your outcome. If you say, "I'm tired," your body listens in response. Say, "I'm overwhelmed," and your mind will seek stress and shut down opportunities. But say, "I'm unstoppable," and your biology begins working to make it. So many people unknowingly speak defeat into their mornings. They complain about getting up, they dread Mondays, they groan about the day ahead, and then they wonder why everything feels like a struggle. But language creates. You're either using it to build strength or to reinforce pain. There's no neutral ground. Each word you speak is either arming you or weakening you. If you want a breakthrough, you need to change your language. Cut out the hesitation, the "I can't," the "it's too hard." Replace it with declarations like, "I'm ready, I'm strong, I'm relentless." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about activating the truth that already lives inside you. You don't just describe your life, you direct it, especially in the morning. You can speak fear, doubt, and limitation, or you can choose to speak power, energy, and focus. If the first thing you think about is problems, your mind spends the day trying to survive. But if you declare victory from the start, your mind shifts into gear to win. This isn't wishful thinking, it's science. Words hold energy. Energy drives action. Action shapes your outcomes, and those outcomes create your identity. And it all begins with the words you use. Start your day like your future depends on it, because it does. High performers speak with purpose. They don't focus on their fears, they focus on what they're building. And they don't dwell on what's missing, they stay focused on what's coming. They don't predict failure, they proclaim purpose. And they don't do it once, they repeat it until it becomes real. If you want to transform your life, you need to change how you speak, starting now. Be intentional. Erase smallness from your vocabulary. Get rid of doubt and replace it with leadership, resilience, and vision. As your words evolve, your standards rise, and when your standards rise, your results follow. Massive transformation starts with a single decision: to speak with clarity and confidence. The words you say first thing in the morning determine the direction of your entire day. Morning isn't neutral, it's where battles are either won or lost. Either you take charge of your mind or your mind defaults to past patterns. Each morning gives you a choice: move forward or fall backward. There is no standing still. Most people lose that choice before they even get out of bed. They wake up and check their phones, absorbing noise, reacting instead of creating. Their state gets hijacked before they've even decided who they want to be. Then they spend the rest of the day just trying to recover. But momentum isn't magic. It's mechanics. It comes from stacking early wins. Language is your starting lever. When you wake up and declare, I am unstoppable, you're doing more than speaking. You're activating your entire system. You're triggering emotion, redirecting your energy, and steering yourself into focused action. You don't need a long morning routine to change your life. You just need 5 seconds of absolute certainty. In those 5 seconds, you choose language that pushes you forward. You decide the tone for the day, that you will lead, not drift, that you are the cause, not the effect. Momentum compounds. One small decision at 6:00 turns into progress at 6:00 p.m. One strong move makes the next easier. Soon it becomes automatic. That's the secret of successful people. The first battle of the day is always the most important, and it begins with your voice. Start your day with power and motivation will carry you. Start your day with doubt and you'll spend the rest of it trying to recover. Every day is a race between momentum and mediocrity, and momentum isn't luck, it's a choice you make. It's built through disciplined action and powerful words. And master your mornings and you'll master your life. Not through luck, but through consistent, intentional decisions. Purpose fuels powerful motion. Without it, action feels like a burden. Every step feels forced. Every setback feels like a reason to stop. But with purpose, real personal burning purpose, action feels natural. You don't need to push yourself. The mission pulls you forward. Purpose becomes the engine that drives you so strongly that hesitation doesn't stand a chance. Most people don't lack motivation, they lack purpose. They feel drained because their why is shallow. They're inconsistent because their mission isn't meaningful. They delay and procrastinate because there's no fire behind what they're doing. But purpose isn't optional, it's your lifeline. Without it, you collapse under your own excuses. You want energy, go deeper into purpose. You want lasting drive, tie your goals to something that matters more than comfort or fear. Purpose pulls the best out of you. It won't settle for mediocrity. It stretches your strength, your creativity, and your resilience far beyond what you thought you were capable of. Purpose moves you when nothing else can. It makes you rise when most would stay down. If you're struggling to act, stop blaming your schedule or your distractions. Start looking at your purpose. Weak purpose leads to weak action. Strong purpose fuels unstoppable effort. That's how it works. Purpose is a decision. It's not something you find, it's something you commit to over and over again until it becomes part of who you are. You wake up each day and remind yourself what you're fighting for, why it matters, and what legacy you refuse to leave behind. Purpose doesn't erase challenges, but it makes them irrelevant. You won't care about feeling tired when you're fighting for something that truly matters. You won't get stuck in setbacks when your mission lights up your soul. Purpose makes excuses disappear. So don't just move through the day. Move with clarity, move with purpose. Know exactly why you're up and what you're after. A day without purpose is a wasted opportunity. A week without purpose is a drift. A life without purpose is a slow, silent decline. Purpose is the spark. Action is the flame. Together they create a wildfire, an unstoppable force of progress. Gratitude and hunger fuel that fire. They aren't opposites, they're allies. Gratitude keeps you grounded, hunger keeps you going. Gratitude says, I value what I have. Hunger says, there's still more ahead. Gratitude reminds you how far you've come. Hunger reminds you that you're just getting started. Both are essential. The weak choose one, the strong hold both. Gratitude isn't passive. It's an active focus on the good in your life, even as you strive for more. Gratitude means looking around at your life and choosing to see strength, blessings, and progress, even when the weight of the world feels heavy. It's refusing to let your mind spiral into negativity and scarcity. It's training your focus to recognize your resources instead of only noticing the obstacles. When you start your morning with gratitude, you ground yourself. You set a firm foundation and remind yourself that you're already living parts of the life you once wished for. Gratitude silences envy. It shuts down self-pity. It reminds you that life is happening for you, not against you, but on its own. Gratitude isn't enough. Without hunger, gratitude can slip into complacency. Hunger is the spark that keeps you moving. It whispers that there's still more to become. Hunger pushes you further. It keeps you from settling. The world will constantly offer comfort and distractions, trying to convince you that good enough is enough. Hunger keeps your eyes fixed on the vision. It keeps you ready for what's next. It keeps you sharp. You can be thankful for today while still being driven to build tomorrow. You can celebrate what you've achieved and still push yourself for more. You can value your gifts and still work relentlessly to grow them. Gratitude without hunger can trap you. Hunger without gratitude creates chaos, but together they make you unstoppable. Each morning you have to consciously build both. Write down what you're thankful for, say it out loud, let yourself feel it, then immediately shift gears and awaken your hunger. Ask yourself, what's next? What's the bigger goal I'm chasing? What limitations am I about to break? People get stuck when they confuse comfort with success. They achieve once, then stop pushing. They reach a goal, then coast. But not you, not anymore. You'll stay deeply grateful and still driven enough to hunt down the next level with everything you have. Gratitude calms your heart. Hunger drives your ambition. Gratitude brings peace. Hunger brings progress. You need both, and you will master both because your future requires it. Every day, your destiny is shaped by the choices you make. Not later, not when it feels easy, but right when you wake up, the moment your eyes open, you're already choosing. Every small decision, every yes or no, every action or delay, it all adds up. These choices form the structure of your entire future. Either you lead your day with purpose, or your day controls you. Either you take control or you let someone else's plan take over. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't pause for your excuses. Life responds to your decisions, not your hopes. Most people think destiny arrives with one big opportunity, a dramatic moment of change, but it doesn't. Destiny shows up in the small, quiet decisions. It's getting up when you'd rather stay down. It's taking one more step. When fear tells you to freeze, it's speaking your truth even when you're nervous. It's being bold when comfort begs you to play it safe. Every time you choose action over hesitation, courage over fear, movement over excuses, you're building a life that no challenge can shake. The world respects those who decide. It always has. Leaders aren't always the most talented, they're the ones who stepped forward before they were asked. Winners aren't those who had the best timing, they're the ones who made a choice under pressure and kept going. Weak people wait for clarity, strong people create it. Weak people wait for guarantees, strong people move forward and build results too big to ignore. Indecision isn't harmless, it may feel small, but it slowly chips away at your momentum. You avoid one conversation, put off one choice, delay one commitment, and over time that becomes a habit of hesitation. Then, one day, you wake up and realize you've created a life filled with regrets and missed chances. Hesitation becomes your pattern or domination. As you choose which one to build every morning, you're not confused, you're not lost, you're just one clear decision away from rising. You already know what you need to do. The only question is, will you decide or drift? The truly great ones live in a rhythm of fast, confident decision-making. They don't wait for 10 opinions. They don't ask for permission. They trust themselves. They move even when they're unsure. And when they're wrong, they adjust. Because they acted quickly. The speed of your decisions determines the speed of your progress. If you wait too long, you're already behind. Every decision you delay is power lost. Every decision you act on is strength gained. You start trusting yourself. You stand taller. You begin attracting new opportunities, new people, and a new level of life. Because you decided you were worthy before the world confirmed it. Winners aren't lucky, they're decisive. They keep moving into uncertainty until that uncertainty becomes their normal. You don't need more time. You don't need another book or course. You don't need 6 more months to think. You need one thing: to decide. Decide who you are. Decide what you won't accept anymore. Decide what future you're building with your actions, not just your words. When your decisions match your vision, everything around you begins to shift. People feel it. Life starts opening doors you didn't know existed. Stop repeating stories that say you're not ready. Stop settling you're not stuck. You're just clinging to an old version of yourself through indecision. Every bold action is a vote for your future self. Every moment of hesitation is a vote for your past. So choose wisely, choose with strength, choose with your whole heart. Destiny doesn't ask you if you feel like being great today. Destiny shows up and asks, have you decided to be? You hold the power right now. Not later, not when it's easy, not when you know everything, right now. Power doesn't wait. Power doesn't pause. It's a muscle. And decision is the training. Every morning, life gives you a workout, and the weight you lift is your choice to act without delay. If you're tired, move anyway. If you're scared, step forward anyway. If you're overwhelmed, simplify and take action anyway. Most people let emotions run their day. Champions, let decisions run theirs. You are not controlled by your feelings. You control your actions. Your emotions may shift 10 times before lunch, but your purpose doesn't care. It only asks, did you show up? If you want a remarkable life, make powerful decisions. Make them early, make them often, make them without apology. Decide now that you will no longer live at half sped. Decide that your goals are no longer up for negotiation. Decide that your future will not be controlled by fear, exhaustion, or failure. Decide that you are bigger than every excuse. Your mind will try to talk you out of it. It will tell you to wait. But you don't need more motivation. You need decision so solid that there is no room for retreat. Burn the boats. Forget the backup plan. Stand on the ground of your future and either conquer it or go down trying. There's no secret. There's no hack. There's only one thing: the decision to rise. Decision is the blade that cuts through fear. It's the hammer that breaks through resistance. It's the bridge between who you are and who you could be. Without decision, there's no momentum. Without momentum, no breakthrough. And without breakthrough, no legendary life. This is your moment, your challenge, your decision right now. 5 lines, 5 tools, 5 forces already within you. Now you own this. Second, you wake up and build awareness like a warrior guarding your own path. You light your purpose so fiercely that nothing can stop your progress. You root yourself in gratitude. You fuel your fire with hunger that never dies. In comfort, you rise, not just to exist, but to dominate. Most people spend their lives reacting. They wake up and let the day tell them who they are. But the ones who break through, the builders, the leaders, the relentless, they wake up and tell the day exactly who they intend to be. They don't wait for direction from the outside. They lead from within. They don't let circumstances define them. They define the standard. And that standard starts the moment their eyes open. You weren't made to survive. You were made to evolve, to grow, to rise. But growth doesn't come from comfort. Growth is the reward of deliberate discomfort. It's born through effort, through sweat, through choices made in silence when no one's watching. It doesn't wait for applause. It waits for action. Don't underestimate what one focused morning can do. Don't overlook what a single choice can shift. You don't need the whole staircase, just the next step. One aligned step leads to momentum, and momentum repeated becomes identity. Before long, a person you used to be will look like a stranger. Nothing extraordinary is built by accident. Every legend you admire got there because of decisions. They didn't hope, they didn't wish. They acted, they moved, they kept moving. That's the difference between dreams and results: execution. You are always feeding something. Every day you are fueling either discipline or distraction, courage or comfort, vision or avoidance. That choice stacks. That choice compounds. That choice defines the course of your life. The world doesn't need perfect. It needs real. It needs committed. It needs people willing to show up, messy but determined. You don't need all the answers. You just need the fire to start and the will to keep going. The success doesn't show up in a single moment. It reveals itself in layers. It reveals itself in the bricks you lay daily, one after the next, until one day you look around and realize you've built a fortress of effort, a stronghold of decisions, a legacy of consistency. Every word you speak in the morning is either reinforcing your strength or weakening your edge. Your language is your launch pad. Your words are your signal to the universe and to your own body about what today is going to be. Speak power and you activate power. Speak purpose and you wake up your path. Speak doubt and you start from behind. That's the truth. The mind believes what the mouth repeats. You are your first audience. Before the world can believe in your mission, you have to believe in it. You have to say it, live it, repeat it until the energy becomes part of your presence, until your actions confirm it. Most people are good at starting. Few are good at finishing. Starting is easy, but endurance, that's where greatness lives. And endurance is built by habits, not hype. When life pushes you down, your response is everything. Will you stay down or will you stand up stronger? Will you retreat or rebuild? The decision is yours, and the decision defines your future. You're going to get knocked around. That's not a maybe, it's a guarantee. But what defines winners is their response. Not the hit, not the pain, but the bounce back, the decision to return, to continue, to rise. Stop asking for permission to live fully. You don't need approval to chase your vision. You don't need validation to give your best. You need clarity, you need hunger, and you need the courage to be consistent. True courage isn't loud, it's persistent. It shows up daily. It keeps walking even when the motivation fades, even when the path is hard, even when nobody sees the struggle. It doesn't stop because results aren't instant. It continues because purpose is permanent. Be louder than your fear, clearer than your doubt, more consistent than your distractions. That's the formula. That's how you turn effort into excellence. You don't need to scream, you just need to show up again and again until showing up becomes who you are, the dream you have. It's not random, it's a signal, it's a glimpse of what's possible if you decide to lean into it. That dream is a responsibility, it's yours for a reason, own it. Discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. It's the proof that you value your potential more than your comfort. When you stay committed to your habits, your goals, your time, you tell the world you are serious about your future. The hard days, those are the filter, the resistance. That's the test. Not everything that challenges you is meant to stop you. Most of it is there to sharpen you, to stretch you, to prepare you. Don't just watch others lead, learn to lead yourself. Don't wait to be inspired, be the example. Your effort can become the very thing that pushes someone else to rise. Your consistency can be someone's breakthrough. Even on the days you feel invisible, keep going, even when progress feels slow. Stay steady. Growth isn't always loud. Often it's silent, internal, and unseen, until one day it bursts through everything. You don't need the world to cheer for you. You need to follow through. Trust is built within.
It starts by doing what you say you'll do, even when no one's watching, even when no one claps. That's self-trust. That's confidence. That's strength. That's how you build momentum that no one can shake. Not luck, not timing, just discipline, built brick by brick. Your legacy isn't written someday, it's written now. It's shaped by your daily behavior, by how you carry yourself, by how you stay ready even when the room is empty, even when the reward hasn't arrived. Yet no one gets to excellence by accident. The elevator doesn't exist. There's only one path, effort, endurance, and belief. Not always exciting, but always effective. No goal is too big when you chop it into consistent daily action. You don't need to win the year. Just win the morning, then the afternoon, then the evening. And repeat, you will never rise higher than your standards. What you allow is what you attract. What you tolerate is what you become. Raise the bar and watch your life rise with it. Power doesn't fall from the sky. It doesn't wait for ideal timing. It's built within, through grit, through repetition, through refusing to settle for less than your potential. People may doubt you. That's fine.
Let them. Doubt is often just a reflection of their own limitations. You don't need to fight it. You just need to prove it wrong through execution. Motivation fades, identity remains. Build your actions around who you want to become, not just how you feel in the moment. Build habits that match your vision. There's a version of you that's waiting to be revealed, but it won't show up until you make space for it by outgrowing the old version, by deciding the old stories no longer apply. Be relentless in your pursuit. Adapt when you must, but don't lose the mission. Stay flexible in method, but unwavering in mindset. That's how champions stay the course. Every excuse has a price. It costs time, momentum, belief. It adds weight to your journey. Refuse to pay that price. Choose execution over explanation. Don't measure yourself against others. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday. That's the only race that matters. That's the only comparison worth making. Perfection isn't required. Progress is. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be better than you were. And that starts with the next choice you make. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll never start. Readiness is a lie. Clarity comes through movement. Begin, and the next step will appear. The standard you walk by is the standard you set. Raise it every moment, every day, even when no one's watching, especially then. Small, consistent actions executed with intention build the life you want, not someday, today. That's how you win. You don't need noise to be powerful. You need purpose, you need repetition, you need decisions stacked like armor. That's how power is built. And as you speak those 5 lines each morning, remember, you're not repeating words, you're reinforcing identity. You're reminding your soul who it is and what it came here to do. Your time is limited, but your potential is not. Every second that passes is a vote. A vote for your growth or your comfort. A vote for your purpose or your procrastination. And the reality is, you are always voting. With your choices, with your attention, with your habits, make the vote count. Every morning, you are gifted a blank canvas. What you put on it is entirely up to you. Will it be filled with regret and hesitation or with action and intention? The masterpiece of your life isn't created in one stroke. It's built in layers. And the first layer starts with how you show up today. You don't need a massive breakthrough. You need a micro win. That one choice to rise instead of retreat, to commit instead of delay. The real magic isn't in the leap. It's in the repetition of small steps taken with relentless clarity. Stop trying to feel ready. You won't. Readiness isn't the starting line. Decision is. Readiness shows up after action, not before. So choose to begin now, without perfect conditions, without guarantees. Begin because your future demands it. If you don't lead your life, someone else will. If you don't guard your vision, the world will distract you from it. If you don't choose your path, you'll be assigned one that fits someone else's agenda, not your own. And every day you delay that leadership, you drift further from the life you were meant to build. Success doesn't chase comfort. It chases discipline, focus, repetition. The top performers in any field didn't get there by doing more. They got there by doing what mattered most over and over without negotiation. That's not talent. That's self-mastery. You weren't born for a life of settling. You weren't wired for mediocrity. You felt the pull, that tug deep inside that tells you there's more to give, more to become, more to experience. Don't ignore it. Honor it. That's your true self asking to be unleashed. Life doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. You can plan forever, visualize endlessly, and dream vividly, but until you take the step, until you act, nothing changes. Action turns possibility into progress. Action builds reality. You are always building something, whether it's strength or weakness, clarity or confusion, momentum or stagnation. It's all under construction. And the builder is you. The blueprint is your decisions. The tools are your habits. Forget overnight success. Build daily significance.
Let your life be the proof that consistency outlasts hype. Let your progress be the reason others keep going when things get hard. Be someone who didn't just talk about potential, but who lived it. The mind is powerful, but it's also programmable. And if you don't program it with intentional thoughts, it will run old scripts built from fear, doubt, and past failure. Interrupt that loop. Write new code with your words, with your focus, with your movement. You have the right to evolve. You have the right to change your mind.
Change your habits, change your direction. You are not your past. You are your next decision. Let go of the version of you that was comfortable in delay and embrace the one ready to dominate the day. Real power isn't loud. It's unshakable. It doesn't boast. It moves. It doesn't scream. It leads. You don't need to prove your strength. You just need to be the one who shows up over and over until the world can't deny it. You don't need more chances. You need more commitment. Because when you're fully committed, you don't wait. You initiate. You don't question your ability. You grow it. You don't hope for change. You become the change. The journey will test you. It will strip you of excuses. It will confront your fears. But it will also introduce you to the version of you that can't be stopped. And that version only shows up when you stop avoiding the work. Be the person who gets it done, not just the one with plans, not just the one with ideas. Be the finisher, be the closer, be the one who stays in the arena long after others leave, because that's where the growth happens. That's where character is built. There is no secret formula, just this. Show up, stay consistent, keep your word, and never stop adjusting.